Hello everybody and welcome to another studio vlog. So this week, it's currently Tuesday, so you're gonna follow me along this week because we're gonna be doing a spring sale here in the store. I don't know if I'm gonna do it online or if I have time to kind of do something for online. Maybe I'll do a little sale online as well, but I'm trying to empty out a lot of the inventory here because I need to start producing new product because we can't be a candle store if we are empty. So look at the shelves right now. We're out of Splish Splash, we're out of Strawberry Shortcake. We have like one here, one there, one there. And I mean, we just gotta do something. So I'm thinking a lot of this stuff, we're going to do a big clearance. We're going to restock the sand candle bar sometime this week. And I had my employee over the weekend, Grace, I designed these labels. So now when people come to make sand candles, the lids are going to be branded, which you can see it. Okay, so the lids are now branded. Not sure if I like this design. I just did it within like 10 minutes. So once these lids are all gone, maybe I'll change the design. Who knows? I'm also kind of excited. I'm gonna try out window painting for the first time. So on the windows, I'm gonna do like a big spring sale. At first I was gonna order a banner, but then I was like, I don't think a banner is going to, get printed and shipped to me within the same week. So then I decided let's do window art. So I've been researching how to do window art. I think I have an idea, so I'm gonna order the materials today. So another thing we're doing, I'm refilling a candle. So one of my next door neighbors, she actually loves the orange blossom scent a lot. And then so she brought in this vessel and it's like just a, I guess it's, what is this? It's clay? Pottery? I don't know, but she burns the candle in this vessel, so I'm gonna refill that for her today. The wax melter is out of commission. You can see here the wax melter, the soot here, it's because this wax melter is like, I think it's shorted out or something, so it's not safe anymore to use this one at the moment. So I do have another wax melter, luckily, that I'm going to put here. It's a lot bigger, so I'm gonna have to make space for it, but we're gonna switch out the wax melters today. Okay, so here is the Big Daddy wax melter. I gotta clean it off because it's been in the back room for a while, but I think this one holds, I don't remember if it's 100 pounds. I did a video about this machine quite a while ago, and I honestly haven't used it since just because it scares me, but these are the dials, and this is in Celsius. So you literally cannot go past like 100 degrees Celsius. So if someone's like turning this joker all the way up, that's what scares me. But anyways, I'm probably going to, you see these dials, they're kind of hard to see. So I'm probably going to hit this with chalk paint, with a white chalk paint, so you can see the dial better. And then I'll probably put a marker on where to stop here. Just for safety precautions. But yeah, so let's get this baby plugged in so that we can do our spring candle restock. All right, so we've got the big wax melter set up. And here is how I have it. So I forgot I have to use this transformer, this 110 volt converter, which another reason I don't like this machine, because since this came from China, it needs the converter to plug it into the wall. You cannot plug this into a power strip, so it has to be into the wall. And then, so I actually colored these white so you can see where the temp is at a lot clearer. And then I have this, so it's gonna go off if it goes over 189 degrees. I just checked and it's actually melting everything. So now I have to wait for this to melt before I can start making candles. So I got a package from Dupe Fragrance. Now I am a big believer that to save money, I like to purchase everything from places that I can drive to. So I'm actually starting to purchase more fragrances from like Lone Star, in places around my in my area, just because of the rising cost of materials. I'm converting to trying to get everything from the candle shops I can drive to, so wax, wicks, everything. I'm trying to avoid shipping at as much as possible. But I've had this idea for quite a while actually, when I was talking to my brother about making a candle. And this is gonna have to be limited edition because I can't keep ordering these expensive fragrances, but it'd be fun to make like a limited edition, like limited candles, and call them kind of like international desserts. So desserts from around the world. So if you guys don't know, my mom is actually from the Philippines, and I was like, why don't I start off with a halo halo candle? And if you are familiar with that dessert, it's kind of like this mixture of all of these different things. There's flan, there's shave ice, there's ube. It's kind of anything that you really have in your fridge, really. They have little jelly bits, so it's a really nice dessert for summer. So I ordered this ube fragrance oil because that is the only fragrance that I just don't have in stock to make this type of candle. So I'm gonna smell it from the first time. This was extremely expensive. This was just too expensive, you guys. So if I make candles out of this, it's gonna be a limited run. Oh, okay, I really like this. So for this, I was thinking of doing like an ube ice cream, and then I was gonna add all the different little elements out of different waxes and stuff to kind of make a dessert that resembles a halo halo candle. Hello everybody, so it is currently 12:50, so almost 1 in the afternoon, and I have been on my computer. So I actually switched web hosting platforms for my blog. So I have had a blog since I launched Candle Biz Academy. I've had tianacoates.com, but I don't really do much with it, and I've been thinking about how I want to approach social media lately. So I really wanted to my goal was to always use YouTube as a place for content like this, to show you guys, you know, the ins and outs of the candle business, kind of like behind the scenes. But I do love educational stuff also. So I love giving you guys tips, tricks, showing you how to do things, but I really don't like posting that on YouTube, mainly because it takes a long time to like edit the videos and put them on here. And also, the way the algorithm is, a lot of people who even want to see the content don't have it pop up in their feed. So for you to get views on this platform, you really have to create content that the YouTube algorithm thinks is worthy of getting pushed out to all of the people. So I don't want to waste my efforts, you know, and post all that content here when not everyone who wants to see it is going to see it, if that makes sense. So I'm still going to be posting my vlogs here and stuff, and I am probably going to start doing the Small Business Coffee podcast live streams here. So I'm thinking like 1 video a month and then 2 live streams, which would be like 3 pieces of content per month for YouTube. And then I'm going to kind of go old school on you guys, because let me tell you why. I really want to use my blog more often. Because with a blog, there's no algorithm. Like, if people subscribe to a newsletter, they're going to get the newsletter in their mailbox. If they want to log on to the blog and see what I'm doing or get content, then they can do that. Now, am I going to get as many eyes on my stuff? Probably not, but I feel like the people who are visiting the blog and subscribing to the newsletter are going to be the people who are super, super interested in what's going on, what I'm posting, what I'm doing. So the amount of people viewing it is not a big deal to me. It's the information is reaching the people who want to see it the most, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be posting more blog posts for the educational content. So if you want to learn how to start your Etsy shop, how to print labels or whatever, that's going to start going onto my blog. And then my newsletter is going to be like a monthly thing. So every month I will send out a newsletter with kind of tips and stuff, and then the blog post will be more detailed. So in this past month, I sent a newsletter out about how to get more sales without using social media, and then my blog post kind of went more in depth on when we talked about wholesale in the newsletter. So that's kind of how, you know, that's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. But so I wanted the blog, Oh my gosh. So the reason I changed web hosting was because it was hosted on Kajabi, my previous blog. And Kajabi is not very flexible. Like, it's cool. It's okay. Like, you can still post and your blogs and all of that. But I think WordPress is a lot more flexible. But anyways, that is my plan. We're just gonna go old school. And I'm also gonna use Pinterest to kind of cross promote the blog. So I'll be doing pins and stuff for people who are searching Pinterest, because Pinterest is an algorithm thing. And then also Google is a search engine, obviously. So I can optimize my blog posts to reach people who are typing things into Google. But yeah, like, what do you guys think about that? What do you think? But anyways, I've been kind of troubleshooting with the blog change, the website hosting change right now, because people who are in Candlebase Academy, they're gonna have to like re-log in. So I've kind of been answering emails. I hope this was boring. Like, I just did this whole spiel and hopefully that was not boring. But anyways, that's my plans. I just am trying to approach social media in a different way, because I do love posting on the internet. I do love teaching you guys things. So we're gonna test this out and see how it goes. Time for me to start making candles. I'm getting emails, so let me check those emails. Hello everybody, welcome to Wednesday. So earlier this morning I went to Southwest Candle Supply to grab a few things. Now from Southwest I only get wicks from there. And I decided to get Aroma beads because they actually have them in stock. So we've got Aroma beads. I had a customer come in about last week, I think, and she was asking for car freshies, and she was really disappointed that I didn't have any, and like, she was on a mission for these car freshies. And I was like, wait, that's a really good idea to start carrying them because they seem pretty easy to make. So I got the Aroma beads for them, and we're gonna make car freshies today. Now we're only going to do the first half of the process, which is getting the oil into the beads. Okay, so after reading some tutorials, you have to actually let the beads sit for about 5 to 8 days before you can do the next step, which is baking them. So pretty much what people do is they make these scented like air fresheners into different shapes, and then you can do colors and all of that. You don't have to bake these beads. You can put them in sachets or whatever. Honestly, if you don't bake them, I feel like the scent will last longer, but I'm not for sure because I haven't tried this yet. But from what I'm reading, if you do bake them, if you over bake them, you could lose the scent through. So I've had these containers for a while, and I've been wanting to launch an Alice in Wonderland collection. And if you're wondering if that is copyright, it is not copyright infringement, because Alice in Wonderland is public domain. Not the Disney version, but the actual story of Alice in Wonderland. So I was thinking of doing a Wonderland collection. I just designed the first label for the Alice in Wonderland candle, and look at that. So this is going to be transparent once I take this off of the backing paper. So it's going to look like, hopefully it's going to look like it's kind of drawn on to the, I don't know, we're going to see how it looks. But I thought it would look better on transparent paper versus white paper. I didn't know how I was gonna do, like, I really wanted the text and everything to be really cool. I already had this text. I was about to buy a new one, but I felt like this one worked for this candle, and then I just added the scent notes down there and then all the other little information. Okay, so I just got done making these bad boys. They turned out so good, and if you have questions, yes, this is wax. All of this is wax. They take a long time to make. I definitely do enjoy decorating pillar candles nowadays, but this is something that's probably going to be that I just do for like the storefront. I think I have an idea of how I can sell these online if I ever do decide to sell them. I think I would need like some type of glaze or candle gloss so that the decoration will be able to ship, but for right now I'm just going to sell these in the store. But I thought they went really well with the Alice in Wonderland theme, so they're both white tea scented, and those two colors. So this is going to be the second candle in the collection, and then I'm going to make one, I think maybe one or two more candles. So the candles are actually nicely scented. Like, I'm really proud of the scent throw for it being a single wick candle. I've been burning the same candle in my living room, and it smells up the whole downstairs, and that really surprises me for a single wick candle. So I'm really excited about this collection and these containers and all of that. Alright, so while you watch clips of me painting this window mural, I wanted to thank today's sponsors, which is Skillshare. Now, if you haven't heard of Skillshare before, they are an online learning community that hosts thousands of classes for inspiring creatives and entrepreneurs like myself. I absolutely love Skillshare for the amount of variety they have on the platform. You can learn about whatever you want, really. I've taken painting classes, business classes, and all that good stuff. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, I wanted to learn more about Pinterest and using that for my blog. So this is a class that I found here. So this class is called Pinterest Marketing: The How and Why for Creative Entrepreneurs, taught by Peggy Dean. So we can all agree Pinterest is kind of a beast, so I'm really glad to have this topic at hand. So if you're interested in checking out Skillshare, the first 1,000 people to use the link or my code in the description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So I'm checking on our Aroma beads we made earlier this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think we made these on Tuesday. It's Friday now, and I'm just checking on them, and the orange blossom scent seems to have absorbed. I think I used less fragrance in this one. I wrote it down somewhere, but this seems to have absorbed into the beads. We're gonna try to make our first car freshies today. Is mix up the colors. I'm gonna go with using liquid dye for candles. I do have a couple options. I have mica powder and also alcohol ink, but I feel like liquid dye, candle liquid dye, might be a little bit more cost effective than those other two options. I am just gonna I'm gonna do red, yellow, and orange and kind of do like tie-dye. I want all of them to look like tie-dye, kind of. Just put 2 in each and then mix it up. And then what you want to do is put some kind of placeholder for where the cord is going to go. And I have some flat screws here that I'm going to use, like, and just put them like that. I feel like a spoon would be good here. Oh, someone's coming, gotta go. So I baked these on 350 for 7 minutes. I could probably even go experiment with going 6 minutes. And if you look at the color, the difference between the red and the orange is pretty much non-existent. So I might have to do different colors. Anyways, that's why we do test runs, but I'm gonna remove these from the molds. So we've got one. Interesting. Also wanted to show you guys the Wonderland Collection and what I have so far. So this is the Wonderland Collection so far. Super excited with this. This is the in-store price. I was selling it for $18 this weekend, but I'm gonna have to sell them up for a little bit more online just because they are heavy. I might just end up changing the price in general, retail and online, because I realized that price was a little bit too low when we start to factor in packaging, shipping, and all that. So these vessels are over £1 just by themselves, so I'm definitely gonna have to raise the price. So it's probably gonna be the $20 to $22 range. So we have, how many cents do we have? We have 4 cents, 3 cents. We have Rabbit Hole, which is the clove nutmeg. This is the one I've been burning in my house every day. And then we have Absalom, which is the caterpillar, and this one is an absinthe scent. My husband said this should have been more of a tobacco scent, which I actually agree with him, but I didn't have any tobacco scents. And I was just trying to use what I had. I really didn't want to invest more in like testing scents and stuff, so I used absinthe for this one. And then Mad Hatter is white tea and ginger, and then Queen of Hearts is jasmine and rose. Yeah, so I ended up putting dust covers on the candles because one thing about having candles without lids is you're not going to get a very strong cold scent. So the recipe is the same as all of my other candles. Nothing has changed, but they do smell lighter as far as like the cold scent throw. So and customers don't know the difference between cold scent and hot scent and all of that. So to a customer, it might not seem as strong, but it actually is just as strong as any of the other ones. So I was hoping with the dust cover that they can actually smell the dust cover, so you can pick it up and the scent rubs off really, really nicely on the dust cover. So that was the purpose of the dust cover. So that's just a really great tip if you're trying to sell candles without a lid. The dust cover not only helps to protect it from dust, but it'll also start to absorb the scent of the candle, and you can instruct customers to smell the piece of paper if they have a problem with the scent. Okay, so this is the $100 candle. Now I'm gonna ask you guys this question. I would pay more than $100 for this. I think $100, I don't know. I feel like it's very heavy. I would say this candle probably, it definitely weighs more than my little dog, and she's 8 pounds. I would say this is between 11 to maybe 15 pounds. No, I would say this is definitely a little bit over 10 pounds in candle wax. It's not scented, but everything here is hand carved. So the mermaid and the seashells are not wax, but everything else is hand carved. Now, if you make candles or if you make carved candles, you can understand how technical this is. So I've watched him make these candles before, and basically what he does is he dips the candles over and over, and then when you start dipping the candles, you end up having like this excess at the bottom of the candle. But it seems like what he does is he cuts off the excess, but he uses that to decorate other parts of the candle. I'm not for sure. I think that's what he does, but you can see in the swirls, all of these swirls are different layers of the dipped wax. So you can only imagine he has to plan ahead to know what colors to use, and then to make this kind of color scheme, he'd have to actually, like, I don't know, it's a lot. So this is all different layers of wax that has been dipped. So you can imagine the planning that just goes into this candle, and I'm going to attempt to put it down. But when I was talking to him, he actually said there's only a few people in the world that make these types of candles, and there's actually multiple mermaids. There's another mermaid right there. But yeah, he said there's only a few people in the world that make these type of candles. So what I find really interesting about this candle is it kind of goes against a lot of our current candle rules. So, you know, this candle, you can only burn it an hour at a time. So usually we're like, the perfect candle needs to burn for 4 hours perfectly, but this candle is not meant to burn for long. It only burns for 1 hour at a time, and it's meant to tunnel. So what's really cool about this design is that it's going to tunnel so that you can continue to refill the candle over and over and use it. He gives you a little bit of history about the craft, which is cool. And then it says here you're only supposed to burn it for 60 minutes, and you're supposed to cut a dime-sized hole around the wick, so here you're supposed to cut around and kind of remove some of the candle wax, because I'm assuming he wants you to make the candle start tunneling, because if you just light it, it's just going to kind of maybe flow here and make kind of a melt pool, and you don't want that. You want it to tunnel down, so you got to cut it. Let me know down below, would you pay $100 for these candles? I think they're well over $100. You know, it's a sculpted piece that you can reuse over and over. But anyways, love it. Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. I wanted to show you the packaging for the air freshies that we made earlier. So these aren't the exact ones we made earlier in the video, but I made another batch of air freshies, and this is our packaging on this rack. So let me show you. We just call them air freshies. We got that, and then I have the instructions on the back. I created all of this in PicMonkey, and we heat sealed these bags. So these particular bags are actually made so that you can smell through them. I bought this from a soap company, I believe, or soap supplier called Two Wild Hairs. And yeah, these are really nice for that reason. Yeah, so the car freshies have been selling in the storefront. I just kind of put some up to see how they would do, and people have been buying them. So I think I'm going to keep making these air fresheners, or car freshies, air freshies, whatever they're called. I'm going to continue making them. I think they're pretty simple to make. Anyways. And also thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are interested in checking out Skillshare, you can click the link down below to check that out. But today is actually a rainy day, so I'm probably not going to get customers in here, to be honest. I like days like this because I can catch up on a lot of stuff without feeling like, you know, a customer is going to come in at any moment. So today I'm going to do some online things, post some content. I gotta finish editing this video, and I've got a wholesale order to fill, but that is my plan for today. And thanks again, guys. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.